الحمد لله الذي هدى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على سيد الرسل وخاتم الأنبياء وعلى آله وأصحابه الذين اجتبى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سيجعل لهم الرحمن ودا فإنما يسرناه بلسانك لتبشر به المتقين وتنذر به قوما لدا وكم أهلكنا قبلهم من قرن هل تحس منهم من أحد أو تسمع لهم ركزا صدق الله العظيم. In the previous session we were talking about Imam Shafi Rahimahullah, the Imam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed with so much barakah in his time that in a very short time he was able to have achievements that normally, if we would try to gather his work, the work that Imam Shafi'i Rahimahullah did, and according to our understanding, if we start calculating the number of years it would require to have that type of work done, to achieve these type of things that Imam Shafi'i Rahimahullah have achieved in his life, there is no way that we can ever come with that conclusion that one person would ever be able to do it throughout his life. We would need a large group of people, large group of very organized, devoted people who would have no other responsibilities, nothing else to do in their lives, and funds, then helpers, recorders, computers, with so many things that would be needed, and then we may not, and for sure if we are truthful with ourselves, we will not succeed to do the work that Imam Shafi'i Rahimahullah did it all by himself. There is a lot to learn from the lives of these scholars of Islam. One thing that I just like to point out in the light of the life of Imam Shafi'i Rahimahullah is to understand the baraka of the time and understand the real source of the work that we are performing and the achievements that we are looking forward to have. What is the real source for it? Most of the time, we look at the lamp, at the light, and according to the size of the light, we would like to decide how much light it should produce. And according to our understanding, when we see a smaller light, we say that it may not produce too much light. But in reality, there are many very small lights, very small bulbs. They can produce much more light than the large bulbs, provided you provide them with the right connection and electricity. If those connections are there, electricity is there, and the small bulb is made with that power, that it can accommodate all of that power and produce all of that light, for sure is going to do better work than some of the bigger lights. People who did not have too many years in their lives to do a lot, still we find that they had done much more than our organizations all together can do, with hundreds of people involved in them, with hundreds of thousands of dollars, and sometimes, if you look at the expenditures of the organizations, maybe millions of dollars. At the end, the achievements are nothing close to what single-handed these scholars of Islam had performed and achieved. Again, the reason is their connection, the electricity that was coming from the back, the power that was coming and they are getting, and they made themselves available and capable of getting all of that power. They won't burn down by having that power. They made themselves capable of having and controlling all of that power, and then accordingly, as the power kept on coming and stronger, the power is getting stronger, they are producing more and more light. They are never burning out. This is what we see in the life of these great muhaddiseen, fuqaha, mufassirin, and these scholars of Islam. Of course, as we know that in these short times that we have, we can't spend too much time going into each and every detail of the life of these scholars of Islam, but just having some glimpse and some understanding of how they perform the work for us to get these guidelines and know who are our ancestors and who are these great scholars of Islam, how they connected themselves to these great powers and were able to produce whatever they had produced, such a light that up to this day people are getting hidayah and guidance from the light that they have put on for the world. The largest followers in the history after Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah are the followers of Imam Shafi rahimahullah. When we look at the history of Islam, from the time of these A'immah up to this day, Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah had the largest follower. Number 2 was Imam Shafi rahimahullah. And then if we look at number 3 from our history, it would be Imam Malik rahimahullah, and then Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the hadith, لَأَنْ يَهْدِيَ اللَّهُ بِكَ رَجُلًا خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنْ حُمْرِ النَّعَمِ. If Allah would guide only one person through you, it's better than having red camels, which means the best ride that was available in those days. And subhanallah, how many hundreds of thousands of people got the guidance from the knowledge that these A'immah of Islam have left for us. Imam Shafi rahimahullah, as we talked about him, was raised as an orphan. Then his mother took him to Makkah Mukarramah, where he learned the hadith and the tafsir and other Islamic sciences from the scholars of Makkah Mukarramah. Then he started at the age of 13, he started giving the dars and the lessons of hadith by the Kaaba. At the age of 16, Imam Shafi rahimahullah went to Medina Munawwara to learn from Imam Malik rahimahullah. So Imam Malik is the teacher of Imam Shafi rahimahullah. And subhanallah, there is a very close connection between all four A'immah, that many times we don't realize. People try to pose these A'immah as if they were against each other, which is a totally wrong concept and misleading. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah was the student of Imam Shafi'i. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah was the student of Imam